tonight, as in last night, because I'm showing the video today. I'm just a couple hours after this session, but we tried this box here that Appy Droid had hacked a couple of months back, and I bought one of these, and at the back here's a little circuit here, and it's a random sweep circuit. Now, I have only tried this on FM. Now, with this session that is coming up tonight, I try it on AM, and there's very little stations coming through, and it was kind of noisy, but it sort of reminded you of those early days, like a noisy Frank Sumption box, you know. But after the session, which is one of the shortest sessions I've done actually, because it just, the atmosphere felt really heavy. The other reason I cut it short is because I couldn't hear very much on the session. There was a lot of background noise coming through the box and stuff like that, but that doesn't mean you don't get communication. Now, people on YouTube, the people that are getting communication every single week or every couple of days with their audio that's recorded and reversed and put through loads of processors and stuff, and lots of other little tricks, that wows the viewer that sort of doesn't know an awful lot about ITC. But when it comes to a radio, we don't have any control of what's coming through. Yes, people can overlay audio, I understand that, but some of us, our main goal is ITC. It's not YouTube. It is ITC. Didn't expect very much from this session tonight, but I was completely wrong here. So I'm going to show you the main points of this the session with this box.
Okay.
I'm dead, I think. How did you die? Help? How can I help? What happened to you? The interesting thing about that particular scan was it was on AM and I had very little stations. As far as I know, I only had one coming through, and it is a random sweep. You can hear the sweep going over and back and stuff like that, but on FM, a lot of the box builders like the FM because it's quieter. I thought I would try the AM, and this is what came up. Now, some of the other pieces of audio that came out were difficult to hear, but I did ask, when did you die? And I'm nearly sure it had said last week. So, you know, what came out tonight when I done the session and I stopped, I had to sit in silence and think, because, you know, you just don't expect, you don't know what to expect when you do a session, you know? When did this happen to you? You know, I haven't at this stage put it through Audacity and broke it down into into little bits and analyze it a lot more, because as I says, I just done the session. I'm nearly sure it says last week when I asked when did this happen to you. You know, and I can't fully confirm it at this stage, but it does sound like it. But it just goes to show you that the spurt box actually does work. Well, I knew this anyway because I do a lot of sessions. But those people that are skeptical and think that these other people that go through all these processor pedals and that is the future, and this was the old school. Yes, this scan tonight sounded very much like, you know, a Frank's box from way back, um, but sometimes we have to go through a little bit of noise to get communication. We just don't. I wasn't expecting anything from this tonight. I just wanted to try this out, and the session tonight was only 20 minutes long. Normally, I would be sort of 30 minutes to 40 minutes on a session and that, but the session stopped after 17 minutes because I just felt like the energy around me was just like soup. Even though some of the things that came out, I could not hear some of it. But that full video was going to be out tonight, and some people that are into ITC longer than me, may be able to break this down a little bit or hear it in real time and be able to time stamp some of it and put it in the comments and that. Either way, I'm going to be putting it through Audacity and finding out for myself. Um, it's not my usual comfortable session where I turn on an RTC box and it just comes out with the words and you can hear them in real time. I don't have to put timestamps. Don't do timestamps anyway because it just sort of it's the power of suggestion that I've an issue with. So I just keep my sessions the way they are. Now there was a couple of timestamps in this one just to point out a few things that I was almost 100% sure of, but otherwise I would just leave it the way it is. But the thing is, you get a spurt box session. You turn on the spurt box or spurt radio, some people call them, and you press scan. You've got no control of what's coming out there, and you don't know what to expect. There's no recorded audio. There's no messing about. Some of these people that are big up in YouTube because YouTube is a priority for them because it makes them money and stuff. Some of these people try every trick in the book and people are blown away and then asking, can you contact our loved ones and stuff like that, and the wool is pulled over their eyes. Do you know? And some people cop onto it and say, well, it's all a load of bullshit then. But it isn't. But it isn't. Try a heart radio for yourself. I'm not gaining anything by telling you this because I've got a small channel. A large majority of people aren't going to see this. But something intelligent sometimes answers us back, and this is just one of many examples tonight. Wasn't expecting that. Now, the session will be out tonight at 7 o'clock. It's not a comfortable listen, if you know what I mean, but it will bring you back to the early days. If you can decipher any of the rest of it and you're 100% sure, timestamp it, put what you heard. I'll go back over it, but I am going to go back over it for myself anyway. But that's it for tonight, folks. I had a boring day looking at YouTube. There's not much that I can look at lately because I've ran out of paranormal content to look at. I don't know what to look at anymore. I'm really stuck, But just thought on the fly, just try this session tonight, and wasn't fully prepared for it. I didn't sit down and meditate or put myself in the zone or anything like that. I just turned on the spirit box, sat down, then give my attention to what I was doing and that, and that's what came out tonight, basically. you know. For me, this is why I do this. YouTube's not a priority to me. It's a byproduct, basically, you know. And if there was no YouTube and if I was doing it and all of a sudden there's no YouTube and that, I'd still do it because there is hard drives, you know. Once I have my sessions on my hard drive, I've documented it, But after that session, I sat out in the balcony for a while and wondered, who contacted me? Where were they at the time of contact? And all those fundamental questions that sometimes we ask and we never get answers to. Sometimes you ask them fundamental questions and it'll just shut your communication down. If you had any communication in the first place, sometimes you ask them fundamental questions and it's a conversation killer. But it made me sit and think for a while, who's talking to us? A lot of us do these sessions, and in our mind we're talking to the spirits of dead people. And that this particular spirit box sort of is along those lines. Can we scientifically prove it? No, we can't. So I don't know. I sat there and I pondered for a while, to be honest with you. But that session will be out tonight. And as I says, it's not the most comfortable session to listen to, but to me, one of my most important ones, I think. And I'm not praising myself for it. It's the communicators that do this. If I'm getting increased communication, that is down to me doing more sessions. I think doing more sessions actually does help, but certainly, people expect. Some people buy a spirit box and think, right, we're going to turn on, we're going to try it and all, and then it didn't work, and get disappointed. It took me nearly a month. My first spirit box was a PSP 11. The noisiest box. It's even worse than the PSP 7. And it took me a month. Every day, I done a session every day for a month, and I got absolutely nothing. And at the point of giving up, that's when it started, sort of thing. I bought the PSP 11 because I thought it was the step up from the PSP 7. And then I found out that people preferred the PSP 7. And I still wouldn't buy one because I just thought they were too noisy and stuff like that. And I started buying hacked radios and stuff. And then I decided, and it was kind of order of magnitude, which is magnitude mode. I thought, I can't try this magnitude mode if I don't have a PSP 7, and I bought one. And now I have an RTC box whose circuit is actually PSP7. The thing is, that white noise, it's fake noise. That fake noise was actually removed from the box, and hence the RTC box is just, there's no static, you know. So it goes to show you what can be done with a PSP7. Certainly very, very disappointed the PSP7T. That is just not much different, except for the speaker actually is sort of useful now, you know, and it's got this temperature thing. But you know, I think after the PSP7, they need to step it up a gear, because actually some of the box builders are starting to get good products out. Now there is some, you have to be very, very careful. There is some that just put very, very cheaply put together circuits and badly glued in these circuits into crappy little boxes and stuff like that, and it looks good in a picture. When you buy them, it's a bit of a disappointment. So you have to be careful of who you're actually buying from, you know. Certainly I'm really, really impressed with Rob Hernandez's boxes. You know, and his priority isn't actually building these boxes. His priority is the ITC, you know. So yeah, I'm very, very lucky to have that box. But very, very it was I haven't done a session with this in a while. I done one a couple of days ago, but before that I was doing RTC sessions for a long time, and I haven't done anything with this, and I thought, you know, I done one last week, I might as well do another one now, and that's what came up tonight, you know. But as I says, sometimes you do a session and people say, oh, it was too noisy, it hurt my ears and stuff like that. Sometimes we have to go through these things, but certainly I prefer the more quieter boxes. But did that noise in that box tonight help with the communication? I don't know, because you had that unusual sound, the sweeping sound. Did that help? Possibly, I don't know. But anyway, that video is going out tonight at 7 o'clock, you know, and anybody that's skeptical about spurt boxes, go and have a look, you know. And as I says, I don't take any credit for it. It was the communicators tonight, you know. So yeah, folks, I'm gonna go and see you in another video. Oh, before I go, if you are a viewer that looking at spurt box sessions and looking at ITC and saying, I'd love to do that and I can't afford it, I got a wee solution for you, and it's only going to cost you about £20. It's called GREADIO. Where am I? There we go. And the number is 916. It's up there. Now this isn't a hacked radio, but this one is a bit finicky to turn on. I might have got a bad one, but when it does work, here we go. You got this AM and FM, you got an antenna, 2 AA batteries in the back here, your selector switch, and this manual dial here. Now what you do here is you just grab it like that and you just go And just practice your speed of your sweep with your thumb. And you can do it all in one hand. Hello? Oh, and when you do hit a station, there's a little green light there. You see that? So when you hit a station, you'll see the green light. So when I'm looking at it, I'm sweeping along and I see the green light. Try to keep it on for a split second and then just move on. But that's how you sweep it there, lads. You know, and if you can't, you know what I mean, if you can't afford a hacked radio or a hacked spurt box, try a manual, because, you know, people have got great results from manual sweep radios, you know, and this, you can get them on Amazon or on eBay for about £20, you know. Folks, I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next one.